Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Herpetoculture, and I'm Ronald Dan. Well, today I'm going to be doing a reptile book review, and I'm pretty excited about it. Before we get into that, you guys know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you're enjoying what you're seeing here, and that notification bell down below if you guys want to be reminded when I upload videos, and that's every Friday. Alright guys, let's get into this. Okay everyone, so here it is. The book that we're talking about today is The Reproductive Husbandry of Pythons and Boas by Richard A. Ross, MD, MPH, Gerald Marzek. This book, I found this book actually reading through an article. It was reptilemagazine.com. I was reading up on Brazilian rainbow boa breeding, some breeding information, and talking about how to cool them down and how to get them prepared for breeding. And the person that was writing the Reptile Magazine article had referenced that the information that they were quoting was from this book. So this is how I found this book. And this book is, I purchased it on Amazon.com, and it is a Prime book, and I will be posting the link in the description down below to how you can get this book. This is a hardcover book. This is a used book, but it's in very, very good condition, and that's how it was advertised. So if you guys want this book, there's only, from what I've seen last, there's only a few of these books left. I think there was like 11 of them left. I'm not really sure. So that tells me, since this book is used, that tells me that this book probably, there's not a whole large numbers of them. I don't know if this thing's being published still or printed still. So anyways, awesome book. It's big, it's heavy, hardcover, which is what I really like. One of the first things that I noticed about this book when I opened it was the first 1, 2, 3 pages are blank, and so I was kind of like, a good field book, a good book to take notes in. If this is a book that you reference, you get your information from, and you need to take notes. This book provides that. You know, you can have a couple pages in here that are blank to be able to take some important notes that maybe you want to have referenced in your book, for future use. So that's cool. So the next thing that I like about this book are the table of contents. The table of contents here are laid out very well, and they're very easy to read and navigate through, and to be able to pick out which section of the book that you want to reference. So if I'm looking, for a certain bit of information, for example, Reproductive Husbandry, Chapter 2, it's right here. And if you go down under that, you can see it's all laid out for you. Seasonality, sex determination, cage size, artificial insemination. It has all that. Chapter 3, disorders of reproduction and pregnancy. It talks about a lot of the diseases and stuff like that. This book is mainly about breeding and keeping of pythons and boas, and it's in depth, and it's very easy to find information on. Find your information that you're looking for, because the table of contents, like I said, are laid out very nicely, and the index is actually quite useful also. So as you turn the page here, it's broken up into different sections. You got section 1, which is general husbandry altogether, both pythons and boas. And then section 2, it talks about, it gives you reproductive data for pythons and reproductive data for boas, which it kind of goes in depth more, and it actually gets into specifics with species. And this book covers it gives you a lot of information on Brazilian rainbow boas, which is why I bought it, because I love Brazilian rainbow boas. So anyways, moving onward. Okay, as I was thumbing through this book, this is under General Husbandry of Breeding Stock. It gives you these really cool graphs of cycling your temperatures down. And this is something that I've been really doing a lot of research on. As you guys know, I'm trying to get. Still trying to get my Brazilian rainbows to breed, and that's another video. But so starting in November, I started cooling my animals down with nighttime temperature drops and different other methods. And I've read a lot of different information on this. And anyways, this book here gives you some really cool information on graphs, and as you can see, some really nice visual aids. Temperature cycling graph number 1, it has temperatures from 50 all the way to 90 degrees, and it gives you the month, November, December, January, February, March, and it has a graph, and it shows you exactly how many degrees to drop for how long, and then the arrow up here indicates when to introduce your animal. Really cool. I like these visual aids. This really helps. And it also has another one here, temperature cycling graph number 2, which is a different, it just basically it's a different method of cooling. And then temperature cycle graph number 3, which is an extreme cooling, which is not recommended for boas and other animals and pythons, because it's more for colubrids. And they actually state that in here. So this book gives you a lot of nice information, a lot of good visual aids. So that's one of the things that popped out at me right away when I was thumbing through this book. Another page that I really, it stopped me in my tracks as I was first browsing through this book and reading through it, is the sex determination by probe depth. This gives you a table of just about every boa and python species, male and female, and it gives you the subcaudal scale depth. For example, the Epicrates centria, which is Brazilian rainbow boa, males 11 subcaudal scales and females 3. Where Epicrates centria maris, which is the Colombian rainbow boa, is 7 to 9 and females are 2 to 3. So there are some differences there between the subspecies of rainbow boas, which I didn't know that. So another good page, another great source of information right here. Here's the other page that I was looking for. This one here also, this gives you a really good visual here. So if you're looking at without having to probe your animal, this gives you a lateral view of a female Brazilian rainbow boa's cloacal. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. All right. So this page here gives you a lateral view of the Brazilian rainbow boa's tail. The females being more drastically tapered and lack of spurs, and then the male's tail, the base of the tail at the cloaca being more broad due to the hemipene pockets. So it gives you a good indication, a good visual aid of the differences. So if you have two snakes that are of similar size, you can compare the two there, and you can clearly see the difference between the male and the female. I thought that was really useful, because sometimes, not all of us are I'm speaking for myself here, are able to probe the animal, because I don't have the help to be able to do it, and nor the experience. I don't want to hurt the animal. So I use the palpating method or visual. With boas, you can tell visually when they're larger, because the males have spurs and the females have lack of spurs. So, but they have to be pretty large to be able to see, because the smaller male snakes, their spurs are pretty small. Anyways, we're talking about the book here, so let's get on with that. So cool. That's a good. And this book, by the way, this book has. I don't want to spoil too much for you. This book has a lot of good pictures in it. A lot of cool pictures, natural environment, and all kinds of other things. So, the last thing I wanted to show you was this table here. In the very back, it's in the appendices. Into the appendice table. Where is it at? Here. Appendix dosages of medications. Very cool. I've seen a lot of information on medications, and this one kind of covers it all. Almost all of it, at least. It gives you medications for parasites, antibiotic dosages, has the list of the medications here, and a general type of administration, whether it's oral, whether it's intramuscular, or whether it's subcutaneous. and it tells you how often and how much per kilogram of body weight and all that good stuff. So, man, you know, some of us don't have vets that are close to us, or some of us don't have good vets that know how to treat reptiles. That's about it, guys. So, like I said, this book is a must. If you guys have boas and pythons and you guys are interested in breeding and learning about how to breed them, this book is a must. It goes into detail. It gives you specifics on species. And I know I talk a lot about, you know, Brazilian rainbow boas because I'm partial to them, because I have Brazilian rainbow boas and that's what I'm trying to get to breed. This is one of the reasons why I bought this book, is because it has specifics on Brazilian rainbow boas. And not just, as you can see in this page right here, this is reproductive data for boas. This is in section 2, reproductive data for boas. This gives you specifics on their data they've collected from their individual species. And not just for Brazilian rainbow boas. It's got green tree pythons, blood pythons, Cuban boas, Central American true reptile boas, and the list goes on and on. So, like I said, this book is great. I'm really excited to talk about this book, and the link will be in the description below where you guys can purchase this book. It's Amazon.com. I don't know how many of these books are left, because this is a used, like I told you before earlier in the video, this is a used book, and they said there's only a certain amount left. So get them while you can. You won't be disappointed if you're into boas and pythons. Good stuff. Guys, thank you very much for all your support. Thank you for watching, and all my new subscribers. It really means a lot to me. I'm trying to, you know, give you guys good content every Friday and keep you guys interested and whatever else. So, thanks a lot. I will see you guys on the next one. And remember, make the day count and have fun doing it. All right? Talk to you later. See ya.